Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Pando Moyi Savadana Mate Bando Moyi Savadana Mate Bando Moyi Savadana Mate Jahara Prasade Bhai Baba Toriya Jai Kara Jahara Prasade Bhai Baba Toriya Jai Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Krishna Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Harana Koriyo Mane Asa Harana Koriyo Mane Asa Shri Guru Charane Rati Asa Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Asa Uttama Gati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asa Jai Prasade Pure Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asa Chakodan Diloge Janme Janme Prabhu se Chakodan Diloge Janme Janme Prabhu se Divya Gyani de Prakosito Divya Gyani de Prakosito Prema Bhaktiya Ote Abhija Vinasa Jate Prema Prema Bhaktiya Ote Abhija Vinasa Jate Prema Bhaktiya Vedagaya Racharito Vedagaya Vedagaya Racharito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Lokanath Lokerachivana Lokanath Lokerachivana Ha ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Padachaya Aha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Padachaya Ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Padachaya Ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Padachaya Ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Padachaya E bajas kisi tribhuvana He bajas kisi tribhuvana Srila Prabhupada Paritapavana Srila Prabhupada Paritapavana Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada ki Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatara Shatarine Nirvisesha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Shri Ora Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya. Jaya Radhe, Radhe Nath, Radhe Radhe Nath, Radhe Radhe Nath, Jaya Radhe Radhe Nath, Jaya Radhe Radhe Nath, Radhe Radhe Nath, Radhe Radhe Nath, Jaya Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai. Nitya Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, oh Prabhupada, Prabhupada, oh Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, oh Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gauru Premanande.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Stotra Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Stotra Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhana Ki Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki, Giriraj Govardhan Ki, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Devotees, guests, welcome to Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Temple for the Sunday Love Feast class presentation. We're very happy that you have attended our program today. We have a very inspiring and lively presentation that's going to be done today. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today's love feast preparation is done by the Mia Bank Namahata, which is led by His Grace Panchamrita Prabhu and his wonderful team. Please give them a round of applause to show your gratitude. Devotees, just a friendly reminder from the serve-out team that the prasadam will be served in the white marquee between 1 p.m. and 1:45 p.m. and there's no serving at the bottom at the Food for Life kitchen. For inquiries on how to partake in this wonderful service to Srila Prabhupada, kindly contact His Grace, Dayal Chaitanya Prabhu. Devotees, today's class presentation, the topic is entitled To Serve and Celebrate Together with His Grace Ramvijay Prabhu. A little bit background on the presentation. The Love Feast launches the Sri Krishna Janmashtami festival and invites each one of us to contribute to the festival in a direct way. Don't miss the festival team's dynamic presentation of highlights and service. I would now like to welcome His Grace Ramvijay Prabhu, who is one of our senior devotees at Durban, South Africa. He's currently the co-president at Radha Radhanath Temple and involved in many other temple management projects. So I'll now hand you over to His Grace Ramvijay Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Shri Radha Radhanath ki Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaur Premanandi Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to the Sunday feast program. Hare Krishna Sritadev Prabhu. Welcome. So today we're going to have a short presentation by me on a little bit about devotional service, and then we will hand over to the festival team who's going to take you through the upcoming Janmashtami festival, and we're looking forward to see what their plans are for the festival. This is unusually early for Janmashtami. Normally we talk about Janmashtami 1 or 2 weeks before, but our festival team has been hard at work and they want to give us the best possible festival and engage all of us. So we're starting to prepare from very early, and we're going to hear from them what the exciting plans are for the festival and how we can be all involved. So we're going to read from Bhagavad Gita today before that presentation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading from chapter 10, text number 7. I'll just read the Sanskrit. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mamma yo veti tat ataha so vikalpena yogena yujjate natra samsayaha. Translation: one who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mine engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. Srila Prabhupada's purport: the highest summit of spiritual perfection is knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one is firmly convinced of the different opulences of the Supreme Lord, he cannot engage in devotional service. Generally, people know that God is great, but they do not know in detail how God is great. Here are the details. If one knows factually how God is great, then naturally he becomes a surrendered soul and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord. When one factually knows the opulences of the Supreme, there is no alternative but to surrender to Him. This factual knowledge can be known from the descriptions in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and similar literatures. In the administration of this universe, there are many demigods distributed throughout the planetary system, and the chief of them are Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the 4 great Kumaras and other great patriarchs. There are many forefathers of the population of the universe, and all of them are born of the Supreme Lord Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original forefather of all forefathers. These are some of the opulences of the Supreme Lord. When one is firmly convinced of them, he accepts Krishna with great faith and without any doubt, and he engages in devotional service. All this particular knowledge is required in order to increase one's interest in the loving devotional service of the Lord. One should not neglect to understand fully how great Krishna is. For by knowing the greatness of Krishna, one will be able to be fixed in sincere devotional service. So I'll read the translation again. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mine engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. Just offer our praise to our spiritual masters. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्ता कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So this verse and purpose Srila Prabhupada is giving us is make it very clear a few very important points Srila Prabhupada raises. He says that knowledge of the Lord is the highest summit of spiritual perfection. This verse is saying when we know the Lord, we'll engage in His devotional service. And here Srila Prabhupada is saying knowledge of the Lord is the highest summit of spiritual perfection. So if we are endeavoring in spiritual life, the objective is to gain knowledge of the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada makes a point, we don't only have to understand that God is great, because everyone generally has some understanding God is great, but exactly how great He is, that's what we need to understand. And then, of course, once we understand how great God is, then devotional service automatically arises. So devotional service is a natural consequence of understanding the Lord, of understanding how great the Lord is. We will never be able to understand the Lord fully, of course, because we are limited. But when we do understand how great the Lord is, it will become natural for us to serve Him, engage in devotional service. That's the point of this verse. So, in the converse, if we are not engaged in devotional service of the Lord, it means that we don't understand how great the Lord is. And that's because of ignorance. The symptom of being in the material world, in this material realm, is that we are covered by ignorance, different levels of ignorance, different layers of ignorance. And what this ignorance does, it takes us away from our understanding and our relationship with the Lord, makes us forgetful of that relationship. And because of this ignorance, we naturally don't want to serve the Lord. So in this world, we are trying to serve ourselves, we're trying to serve the various goals we have, the objectives we have, but we're not trying to serve the Lord. Spiritual life is meant to help us gain some understanding of the Lord and then naturally serve the Lord from that position. Srila Prabhupada actually mentions that when we learn about the Lord, we'll have no other alternative than to serve Him. So it'll become a spontaneous thing that we naturally want to serve Him. And the example Srila Prabhupada gives you of how great the Lord is, of course there's innumerable examples, is that of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and the four Kumaras. They are the patriarchs of this universe. They are our forefathers. They are the source of this universe. And the Lord is their source. So first, if you understand how great Lord Brahma is, how great Lord Shiva is, how great the four Kumaras are. I mean, we have to, when we read Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, we learn about these personalities, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, the Kumaras. And you see how amazingly powerful they were, how committed they were to the Lord. Or they are, should we say. What amazing persons they are. And the Lord is the source of these people, these personalities. Now, many times in Krishna consciousness, I know at least in the old days, we focus on worshipping Krishna and we don't pay attention to other personalities too much, right? We say they're not so important. But actually, if we understand Krishna consciousness properly, we'll see that these personalities are the wonderful examples and beacons for us in how to practice spiritual life. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, the Kumaras, they displayed such amazing devotion to the Lord. They display such amazing devotion to the Lord. And knowing that the Lord is the source of them should give us greater faith in the Lord and make us want to serve Him even more. So then the question becomes, what is devotional service? Srila Prabhupada coined the term devotional service. You don't see it anywhere else, actually. Devotional service, the term is a term that was coined by Srila Prabhupada. And he translated bhakti, the word bhakti, as devotional service. Now, before I came to Krishna consciousness, bhakti meant what? Devotion to me and to most other people. Bhakti means devotion. But Srila Prabhupada specifically used devotional service. So there's two parts here. The devotional part, devotional service is made up of the word devotional, devotion, which means the feeling of the heart, the expression of the feeling of the heart, and service is an activity to serve. There's many connotations to this term, devotional service. It shows that we are firstly serving. In this material world, the idea is that we don't want to serve. We are trying to lord it over the material nature. So our natural propensity is to try and enjoy things and be the Lord and Master. That's how we are. While we are covered by ignorance in this world, we are kind of wired in this way. So when we understand that our actual position is to be a servant of Krishna and our natural nature is to serve, that is when spiritual life comes to the fore. And that's what we gain in spiritual life. Our natural position is to be a servant of Krishna. Jivere Swarubhai Krishnere Nityadas. The living entity is constitutionally a servant of Krishna. So we are happiest in the serving role, not in the master role. That's the first thing. So we need to, through spiritual practice, we need to undo this mentality of being the Lord and enjoyer, and we have to cultivate the mentality of being the servant. That mentality of being the servant is already there within us, but we have to uncover it. And then the word devotion. It's not that we are just serving because He's our master and we have to serve Him. We are forced to serve Him like a slave driver, without pay. He just makes us serve Him. No. We are serving with devotion. So when we engage in spiritual practice, we are engaged in activity, but with feeling from our heart out of love for the Lord. And this devotional service can only arise when we know the Lord and His opulences. How are we going to love and want to serve someone we don't know? And that's what Srila Prabhupada is. And Lord Krishna is saying in this verse, when we understand His opulences, then we naturally will serve Him. And Srila Prabhupada is making that point further. So Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, gives a definition of what is pure devotional service. And it's important for us to remember this, because the process we are all following as practitioners of Krishna consciousness is devotional service, bhakti yoga. That's the process we are following. And bhakti yoga means devotional service. So it's important to understand what is pure devotional service. And this verse says, Anya bilasita sunyam jnana karmadhyana vratam anukulyena Krishna anushilanam bhaktir uttama. When first-class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires, knowledge obtained by monistic philosophy and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. So this is a very powerful definition that was given by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. You find in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. But there's a lot we can say, and you can have a whole seminar on this one verse. But the essential points for our purpose today is to understand what is pure devotional service, because this is what we are striving for. We don't only want to engage in devotional service as work. We need to understand that devotional service, to engage in devotional service, there are a few important components to it. The first component mentioned in this verse is one must be devoid of all material desires. Right? How many of us can say we are devoid of all material desires? So, devotional service, at least pure devotional service, doesn't depend only on what we do and what feeling we have. It also depends on what desires we have. So long as we have and we entertain and harbor material desires, we can't engage in pure devotional service. Then also knowledge obtained by monastic philosophy. We shouldn't have any knowledge obtained from monastic philosophy influencing us. I don't know how many of you are influenced by that, or we may not know we are influenced, but generally we are influenced by that. Subtly, and just the way that the world works, there's an impersonalist tendency in the world, and we all are kind of influenced by that. And then fruit of action. Fruit of action means doing something to gain something, right? I do this so I can get this. Like how we all work and we get our salaries. We do something else, a favor for someone, so they'll be indebted to us. So that is fruit of activity. So we must be devoid of these three qualities: this knowledge by monastic philosophy, fruit of activity, and material desires. And then, when these three are not there, the devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. So, we must serve Krishna. And how we must serve him? Favorably as Krishna desires. And we must do this constantly. So, if you look at this definition, we will realize we are very far short of pure devotional service. But it's important to remember this verse, because that's what we are striving for. And it's good to know the goal so that we know what we are looking for. So generally we may have material desires. We may be influenced by some monastic philosophy. We may engage in fruit of activity. We may not be serving constantly. Definitely, I know I don't serve constantly. At least in the early days of the Krishna consciousness movement, when Prabhupada first started ISKCON, becoming a devotee meant you gave up everything in your life and you joined the temple and you served only. That was what being a devotee was. At least when Prabhupada first started the movement and for the first few years. It was only afterwards that the concepts of being a devotee, living outside, having other responsibilities, householders, etc., became more prominent. And now, of course, it's the most prominent way. There's very few people who've given up everything in their lives to serve Krishna constantly. But this is what we are striving for. So I thought it's important for us to remember this, because we generally have the tendency to come to Krishna consciousness, take up the process of Krishna consciousness, maybe very enthusiastically in the beginning, at least, and then we kind of settle into a routine, right? And the routine that we settle into may be different for different people. And some people's routine may be that I am a devotee, I chant Hare Krishna, I follow the principles, and I come to the temple on festival days, I come to the temple on Sunday programs, I hear some classes, and that is being a devotee, and that is my devotional service. And definitely that is being a devotee, and it's a level of practicing devotional service. But it is definitely not pure devotional service, because from this definition we get to understand that we have to strive to become free from material desires, other kinds of knowledge, and fruit of action. So everything we do in Krishna consciousness must help us get free from these things. And of course, the other thing that's mentioned in this verse is that we must serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. Now, for persons who are not pure devotees, that is very difficult to understand. What does Krishna want? Like in some religious traditions, it's common for people to say, oh, God told me this, and that's why I'm doing this. You know, there's all kinds of things that come in and people believe that God is telling them those things. But in Krishna consciousness, it's very clear what Krishna wants. Why? Because we have a disciplic succession coming from Krishna himself, through Lord Chaitanya, through our parampara, and for us through Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual masters. And that is how we get to understand what Krishna wants, by the instructions given to us by our spiritual masters, by the teachings in the scriptures. We get to know what Krishna wants. In many instances, people feel that doing good and being good is what God wants us to be. Let's be nice to people. I remember once we had a program here at Janmashtami, and we invited some guests, and one of the guests said, "Oh, it's very easy to reach perfection and have happiness in this world. We should all just smile at one another. Everything will be okay." So he asked the audience to turn to the neighbor and smile, and that will fix all your problems. Right? From our understanding, we know that can't work. But these are the kinds of concepts people have. Oh, if I just smile at people, it'll fix all the problems. Or if I just do that, or if I help the poor, or if I do these things, things will be sorted out. But it won't. These anarthas, these desires for sense gratification, for sinful proclivities that we have within our heart, keep coming out. And they prevent us from even just being nice. But as we know, that's not the purpose. Devotional service means serving Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada has given us a very wonderful, wonderful movement where we don't have to try and figure out what does Krishna want. Like for us, we come to Krishna consciousness and we know that we should chant Krishna's name. It is not up for debate. It's kind of normal for all of us. And these 9 processes of bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, they are given to us. These are the activities we should be engaging in, and this is what devotional service is. So, yeah, I see that I'm running out of time. So, I'll just skip a little to go to the point of engaging in devotional service. Okay. When we engage in devotional service, it's said that through devotional... Whose phone is that? Maybe you can assist in... Our audio-visual team is there to assist in shutting the phone down. Oh, it must be a very complicated phone. Even they are struggling. Okay, thank you. The family. Okay, so when we engage in devotional service, for us, it's very clear. We don't have to speculate about what Krishna wants. We don't have to think up what we have to do. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. The 9 processes of devotional service are given. Chanting, hearing, chanting, remembering the Lord. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki Jai. So these processes are given to us. It's kind of common knowledge to all of us. We should be doing these things. It is not difficult to understand. But from an outsider's perspective, they don't know what's to be done and what's not to be done. But for us in Krishna consciousness, it's very easy. These processes are there and we should just be doing these things. But of course, we shouldn't just be mechanically doing it. Because the word is devotional service. We are not just working for Krishna. We are not slaves. We need to work for Krishna in a mood of devotion, and we need to do things that Krishna wants us to do. And in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a verse which says that all 9 processes can be covered just by chanting the holy name. And Srila Prabhupada says in that purport, therefore, in the Krishna consciousness movement, when we engage in all kinds of activities in devotional service, we precede it with the chanting of the holy name and we follow it with the chanting of the holy name. So even when the deity is worshipped by the pujaris, they chant the holy name before, they do their service, they chant the holy names after. That is the way of all our service, because the chanting of the holy name kind of sandwiches everything and is the essence of all our service, chanting the holy name. But of course, there's 2 parts to our Krishna consciousness. You can think of it as 2 rails that our Krishna consciousness functions on. One is, now that we have been fortunate enough to get this Krishna consciousness, we need to practice it ourselves so that we can benefit, we can advance, and we can become pure so that we can practice pure devotional service ultimately. That is the goal. However, there's also another great boon that we've got, and we cannot miss this. And that is the mission of Krishna consciousness, which is given to us by Srila Prabhupada, and which is actually the mission of Lord Chaitanya. There's no difference. Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON is Lord Chaitanya's mission. And what's Lord Chaitanya's mission? Lord Chaitanya's mission was to save us. That's why we are here. So we have the opportunity of Krishna consciousness. And now, as a member of Lord Chaitanya's family, we become duty bound to share this with everyone else, because that is also what the Lord wants. When Lord Chaitanya came, he is coming here to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. And now, knowing Lord's desire and knowing what Srila Prabhupada desired and how much he worked, that is also our mission. Otherwise, we can't claim to be their followers. We may claim to be practitioners of Krishna consciousness, but we are not actually Srila Prabhupada's follower and Lord Chaitanya's follower if we don't follow them. So one thing is following their teachings and practicing for ourselves, but the other thing is also assisting their mission. So when there's a great person coming, like some big rock star or something, we may be all excited, or not necessarily us, but people in general are very excited to meet them and shake their hands and take photographs with them and all that, right? That's the people in general. So those people are their fans. But there's also their own entourage, the people who are with them, who are helping them do their musical tours and their public appearances. That's their own entourage. So what we have an opportunity to do now is, yes, we like Krishna, we like the teachings of Krishna consciousness, so we are the fans, and we are even practicing it. We are being influenced by it, these teachings. But more than that, we have the opportunity to become part of the entourage of Srila Prabhupada, part of the entourage of Lord Chaitanya, where we are executing their mission. So that is the unique opportunity we have. And this unique opportunity gives us a lot of opportunity to advance in spiritual life and come to the point of pure devotional service also. Because there's a lot of mercy in becoming the personal entourage of the Lord and then working on behalf of the Lord. So that is the second great boon we have in devotional service, to become part of the mission of the Lord. Now, we may feel very disqualified in being able to start a movement like Prabhupada did. Because what Prabhupada did, we can't conceive of that. But Prabhupada was so expert in his setting up of this movement that he created very simple ways that all of us can engage in where we become part of the mission. So we can do anything and everything according to our inclination, according to our skills, or whatever is needed. We can do those things. And then what happens? We become included as part of the entourage of the Supreme Lord, part of the entourage of Srila Prabhupada, and we get a lot of mercy from being very close to them, and by following them and pleasing them. The reason that we want to engage in the mission of the Lord is to please Krishna, please our spiritual masters, because the definition of bhakti is what? To serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. That means we have to please them. We mustn't just serve in the way that we think we want to serve. So Srila Prabhupada has given us this mission of Krishna consciousness, and if we help that mission, we are naturally, automatically serving Krishna in a way that pleases him, in the way that pleases Srila Prabhupada, and that's what makes it so special. So this movement is actually creating such opportunities for all of us, and today's presentation by the festival team is an expansion of that. But essentially all of us, if we claim to be followers of Srila Prabhupada, came to be followers of Lord Chaitanya, we should have a purpose in this mission also. Our practice of Krishna consciousness cannot only be that I wake up early in the morning, I chant Hare Krishna, I worship my deities, I offer my food. That is, yes, one rail, but there's another rail that's missing. Your role in the mission. What are you doing for Prabhupada's mission? You got an opportunity to be part of the entourage of the Lord and Srila Prabhupada. What are you doing with that opportunity? So today, the festival team is going to present some opportunities for Janmashtami. Of course, Janmashtami is the Lord's appearance. For anyone who is a follower of the Lord, who worships the Lord, that is a very big day. So it's a day of special endeavor and special effort on our part to get even more mercy of the Lord. That is what it is. These festivals, Srila Prabhupada said, they attract large numbers of people. When they attract people, then there's an opportunity to share Krishna consciousness with them. And by giving Krishna consciousness to them, even by doing small things, cutting the vegetables, giving out flyers, doing anything we can do, we are now becoming part of that mission. So I'd encourage everyone to please listen very carefully to the following presentation. See what you can do for Janmashtami, but not only for Janmashtami. See what you can do as regular part of your life in Srila Prabhupada's mission. Wherever you do it, however you do it, find your place in the mission and do that thing for Srila Prabhupada, and that should increase more and more, so that we are not just focused on maintaining our material lives. Thank you very much. So I'll stop there now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ramvijay Prabhu, for that presentation on devotional service and serving together. In the Nectar of Devotion, Srila Rupa Goswami dedicated 9 chapters just on devotional service and the characteristics of devotional service, the benefits, the privilege of doing devotional service. So now, devotees, we're going to have a presentation with the Grace Krishangi Radha Devidasi, who's a disciple of His Holiness Indrajumanas Maharaj. I'd like to welcome Mataji now to the front, and we can get our presentation going. At this moment, we'd also like to welcome His Grace Shweta Prabhu from East London PE area. Welcome, Prabhu, to our Sunday program. So now I'm going to hand you over to Her Grace Krishangi Radha Dasi.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Amarnath Prabhu. Thank you, Ramvijay Prabhu, for setting the tone for what we'd like to present to you all during this very special Love Feast program. Thank you for attending this afternoon. The Love Feast is a very special part of our sadhana, of our practice. And Srila Prabhupada has always said that the Love Feast is a time to connect. After a busy week, to just come and get some devotee association and enjoy the nectar that's presented from philosophy. And then after that, it's a wonderful prasadam. So what a way to conclude and what a way to start a new week. So thank you for attending this Love Feast this afternoon, and on behalf of the Sri Sri Radha Radhanath Temple Management, I'm pleased to share with you and to launch the festivals that are coming up for 2023. So I hope that you would leave here with a better understanding of what we are currently planning, and also to gain some insight as to where you could get involved. Because as Ramvijay Prabhu had said, that the fundamental aspect of our devotional life rests in service. So devotional service is something where we are privileged and honored to be a part of. It should never be taken for granted. I do believe that the COVID pandemic has taught us many, many things. And I often think about just going back to Radhastami, I think it was, of that year 2020, when the temple was in full lockdown and we couldn't access these temple room doors. And it was Radhastami, I think, where we said we're going to have some darshan available. And at that point, there was a queue heading from the bridge, and with those markings on the floor, right here on the marble floor. And we had to come in, take darshan and leave. Can you remember that? If you were a part of it? And it was just that few seconds we were allowed to just view their Lordship Sri Sri Radha Radhanath personally and leave. How did you feel? For me, I remember that it felt as though I was walking into this beautiful temple for the first time. So we want to create that experience for all our visitors. We want to create that experience for every single one of us during this festival season. So I invite you to start thinking about how you can now become a part of our festival, and for the pleasure of their Lordship Sri Sri Radha Radhanath, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, and the devotees seated here, we would now like to go through this short presentation. So the festival season that is coming up at our Radha Radhanath temple, as you all know, we've got Women's Day, Balaram Purnima, which also is the beginning of Gita week. Then we have Janmashtami, which is really our flagship festival here at the temple, Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja, followed by Radhastami. So there's many festivals that are upcoming, and I will take you through a few of them. Now, 25th of June, to this date, actually, Srila Prabhupada had sent a letter on the 25th of June 1974 from Melbourne. And it says here, as soon as you offer yourself to be enjoyed by Krishna as servant, according to his order, you serve. Then immediately you are in the spiritual world. If you want to remain in the spiritual world, this temple is the spiritual world. We are not living in Melbourne. This temple is not Melbourne. It is Vaikuntha. It is Vrindavan. So if you stick to this temple service, Krishna service, then you are not in this material world. And that was so apt. It was shared with me this morning, and it was so apt because the picture on the left-hand side of that screen is Sri Vrindavan Dham, if you are aware. That's the MVT building. And just 3 months ago, almost to date, I was there. And that was the Adivas ceremony of the 48th anniversary of the opening of Krishna Balaram Mandir. So what Srila Prabhupada says here is that wherever we are, if we are practicing devotional service, we are actually creating the mood of Vaikuntha and the mood of Vrindavan Dham. So we're talking Women's Day, that's the 9th of August, and as you all know, I think the Radha Radhanath Temple and the Women's Forum Vaishnavi Ministry hosts a fabulous Women's Day. And our key focus areas this year is yoga. We are looking at yoga, mantra meditation in terms of our bhakti yoga, finance matters, and that's a contentious one because at the moment we were looking at women earning their own money, right, and becoming independent. But then we thought we'd rather also link it to the last point there, although women being independent in terms of finance, but we always should be surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and fully dependent on Him, and also a health focus with Ayurveda. So that's our Women's Day focus for this year. Balaram Purnima also starts off our Gita Week celebrations, and I am happy to announce that His Grace Nrishingananda Das and Her Grace Madhuri Dasi will lead talks that will culminate the course, the Bhaktivedanta College of Education and Culture course, that would be, those participating would be awarded a certificate of participation as the Bhagavad Gita overview. Herein, Prabhu will also be having daily talks on our national community radio station, which I'm very happy to share with you this afternoon also, so that the Bhagavad Gita, the message of Lord Sri Krishna to Arjuna, spreads far and wide. So if you feel inspired, it will be every evening for that Gita week. And you could see Balaram Prabhu, who would be able to give you more information to register and sign up for that. Another very exciting addition to this year's festival, and I think this particularly I'm very excited about, is bringing the media back to our temple. And that is something that has been long overdue now. So we are planning a media launch where members of the media from SABC, from community newspapers, from independent media, and so many other media outlets will be here at the temple. We will provide them a beautiful temple tour, an experience of the temple, and also offer them prasadam, which is the best way to culminate any event. So we're going to have a media launch. Festival preparation begins immediately. As you could see, there's a lot of thought that's already been going through this preparation, a lot of debates happening as to how we can improve this experience for everybody. Boga collection, what does that mean? That means how do we get involved in collecting boga? Boga is your items for your food offerings, whether it's grains, it's rice, it's dal, whatever it is. Fundraising, an important aspect, because remember, this is a free festival. How often do you actually get a full-on free event anywhere right now? So many things you pay for an entry. Here, this is a free festival, and there's lots of work that goes on in terms of the operational setup. So there's lots of planning that's already been taken place. Our community events, which is also something that we should never forget, because remember, Srila Prabhupada's always asked us, requested that we reach out to our community. So the communities that are closest to us in terms of our vicinity, the Bangladesh outreach program, that will take place on the Saturday before Janmashtami. That would be inclusive of the monthly Sankirtan festival, as well as the Janmashtami celebrations, as well as we are negotiating with authorities in terms of taking this Janmashtami celebrations to Bottlebrush Crescent, having a really beautiful kirtan, some book distribution, some prasadam distribution, and also in terms of the Shellcross settlements that are not far from us, to get involved and tap into that community and engage with them in a very, very personal level. As you know by now, we are reintroducing post-pandemic something also very exciting, because this reintroduction is going to come about with a fresh perspective, fresh ideas, and here the learner, educators, and senior citizens visit to the Sri Sri Radharanath temple. And why I chose their visit to the Sri Sri Radharanath temple, because this temple offers a different experience. Being an educator myself, I can tell you that when learners visit this temple, they find the energy very different to the outside world. So this experience for our learners, who are our upcoming generation, is a fundamental aspect in terms of how they view the world, and not only the world, but their lives. Life is tough out there for our children, our youth who are growing up. Life is tough out there for us as adults, so imagine the younger generation. So we want to really create a beautiful experience for those, and this is on the other end of the scale. So we've got learners and educators, and then we've got senior citizens. So people who are at different aspects of their seasons of life, if I should say that. So for our learners, we're going to provide them cultural entertainment that's very age appropriate to them, a temple tour that's also for their understanding, prasadam that they would enjoy as children, and then some devotee association. And on the other side, we're also going to be hosting our senior citizens and then showcasing the very same aspects, but for their season of life also. So here at Janmashtami, we are catering for everybody around us. Prasadam distribution, as you know, that depending on the event that's taking place. So let me explain this to you. Say, for instance, it is the Bottlebrush Crescent or the Bangladesh outreach. We would prepare for, say, 5,000 to 6,000 plates of prasadam for that day. Whereas Janmashtami, main day, entire night, we are looking at 20,000 meals. For that period of time, for just over a week of full-on festivals, events, and hosting different age groups, different focus areas, every day it's between 4,000 and 20,000 meals that will be prepared right here at the Sri Sri Radharanath temple. What goes into that? Have you even thought about it? So when we queue up for prasadam in the marquee, yes, we stand there very happily with our plate. I'm one of those who do that too. But what happens is that there's lots of boga collection. There's lots of cleaning that goes on day after day after day, because remember, this is events that are lined up one after the other. Then there's cooking of it. And it doesn't stop there. The festivals team that seated here are smiling because this is their forte. It doesn't just stop at cooking those big pots. It's also washing it after that, then transferring from those big pots, if you see on the left-hand side, from those big pots to different bins, poor choice of word, but to bring it back to the top here, get it into the vehicle, bring it up here to the prasadam serve out point, then decant it to our stainless steel bowls that we then see, and have different teams set up at different times per roster to serve out to those thousands of people that we are now inviting. So this is a big, big focus area. What you see is a warm meal on your plate. Some nice wholesome vegetable, dal, a nice soft cooking potato. But what's gone into it is a lot of preparation. So I'm sharing all of this with you. I would like for you to start thinking, how can I get involved in serving Srila Prabhupada during these festivals that are coming up now? Temple room worship, it's always beautiful to see that from the bridge that comes up to the temple room, to the foyer area, to all around here, and you could see that picture on the left-hand side. This temple room is a buzz. It's always busy over Janmashtami. Now Janmashtami, interesting, 2022, 2023, if you see it on the Hindu calendar, it's over 2 days. Right? There's one Hindu Janmashtami and the next one is Vaishnav Janmashtami. So ultimately we are, as the Hare Krishna temple, we celebrate or open our temple to the Hindus who choose to come here the day before the Vaishnav Janmashtami celebrations. We've got a team that's set up there, as you know, that allows people to come in without anything. You just come into the temple, you've got your clay lamp, you've got incense sticks, and fruit that's provided by the temple. All you have to do is show up. Now, which temple does that? Right? You just show up and you are able to make a special offering to their Lordship Sri Sri Radharanath. You come along this way, you bathe the deity of Krishna, you offer some water to Tulsi Devi, and you have this beautiful spiritual experience. So there we have kirtan, we have ushers, and we have festival ambassadors to actually speak to people who are new to our temple. The Children's Festival, this is also a very, very special one because it's reaching out again to our children who really do not have that oasis of spiritual activity anymore. We go to school, we learn the secular curriculum, and that's it. So we're going to have a children's festival the weekend coming up to Janmashtami. It's a thematic presentation of age-appropriate interaction celebrating Janmashtami. So therein, again, we've got a team of devotees who are already working on very, very specialized programs, entertainment, interaction to celebrate Lord Krishna's birthday just as children would. So the highlights this year, we've added some really exciting special events to our calendar of events for the festivals, our cultural entertainment. Herein also, we'd like to bring in more diversity. We'd like to showcase our South African culture in terms of being appropriate to Bhakti Yoga, because essentially we are all the soul within us, so we want to invite diverse backgrounds from South Africa to participate in our cultural entertainment arena. We've got a themed park around our gardens, our grassy patches, where if you look online, you would see that many yatras around the world have very special experiences of different pastimes of Krishna. So we want to use these grassy areas to actually have people come in and experience those different pastimes. Exclusive items at Radhanath's gift for those shoppers like myself. We want to bring in a new range of exciting paraphernalia, garments, and so on. The Mantra Park, movie marquee, floating candle wishes, which is something very sweet and very special. And because Janmashtami leads up right up until midnight, so we are able to use our moat area to make those special wishes and light a candle and allow your special prayer to reach Shri Shri Radha Radhanath in that very special way. Campfire Kirtan, which is always a winner, and everybody loves it. There's a weekend market that's been planned for the weekend before Janmashtami itself, and a 360 photo booth. Have you experienced that before? If you haven't, well, this festival will be something where you're going to be all dressed up, right? We know that's what festivals are also about. So we're going to have a 360 photo booth, and you are going to have an opportunity to have your 360 image taken right here at Janmashtami at the Hare Krishna temple. How cool is that? Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja, the day after Janmashtami, or is it? Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. He built a house in which the whole world can live in, and we feel that. We experience that every single time we walk into the Shri Shri Radha Radhanath temple. But how can we give back? How can we serve? It's time that we now serve Srila Prabhupada as best as we can. So how can you serve Krishna? And if you see this pull-up banner on my left, we are reaching out to ask you, to request for you to tap in to your very, very special and unique you. Whether you're left-brained, you're right-brained, or you're a bit of both, right? What talent, what creativity, what skill do you have that you can bring to this festival? How can you use your unique talents? And none of you here can say that you don't have something special. Every single one of us has that unique ability to bring something beautiful to this festival. So how can you serve Krishna? So I'd like to introduce you to the festival committee, the members of the festival committee who are with us this afternoon. You can meet the team, and if you are here, I'd like for you to just come forward so our devotees are able to see who you are. And if you feel too intimidated to talk to me, which I hope you're not, then there's a whole host of other devotees. Balaram Prabhu, it's headed by Balaram Das. I'm not sure if Balaram Prabhu is here. Ujvala Das, he's also very, very active. Come forward, Ujvala Prabhu. The devotees would like to know who's on the team. We've got Rupa Vilas Das. Alanath Prabhu is somewhere here. Should be. Alanath Prabhu, you are in the foyer. Please come forward. Govindaji, he's not here. Sampati Prabhu. Sampati Prabhu is here. Vaishnava Priya, she's also on our team, and myself, and this is under the guidance of His Grace Swarup Damodar Das and Ramvijay Prabhu, who are the co-presidents of the Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Temple. So this is the festival committee. I'm not sure if I want to ask you to give them a round of applause, but rather should we say a big Hare Krishna. Jai. So these are the devotees that are the core, basically, of working behind the scenes in terms of planning everything and doing the hard work. But beyond doing the hard work, we request you to come on board in order to make this a beautiful experience for everybody. Thank you, devotees. In order to make this a beautiful experience for everybody, and again, I'm emphasizing that word experience. We do not want it to become a mechanical process for people to say, oh yes, we'll go once a year to the Hare Krishna temple, we'll do it over Janmashtami, and that is that. Let's share, let's spread the word, let's get involved. Let's see how we can become a part of this. So we've got multiple ways that are available for you to sign up for some service, okay? And we've got a WhatsApp number dedicated specifically to the festival. We've got Google Forms that after this presentation, a team of devotees would be able to assist you to sign up, and a special email address that you could write to festivals@iskondurban.net if you'd like to get involved in or ask any questions, share ideas and thoughts in any particular way that you are thinking. So there's 4 categories that this service areas have been demarcated to. The first one being fundraising, fundamental aspect of any event, right? Let's raise some funds in order to make this successful. Everything costs money. Every single thing, whether it's setting up your marquees, whether it's engaging with more security and car guards for the day or for that week ahead, it's the prasadam, boga, and so on. Every single thing costs money. How can we fundraise to this event? Your festival ambassadors, that would be those who are standing out there to welcome people, the ushers for the temple room programs, even assisting in our cultural entertainment arena, assisting me with media, marketing, public relations for the festival. So there's a lot that we need under these. So we just tried to segment it to make it easier for you to understand and see, where can I fit in? What suits me best? Community celebrations that's going out there in our community, whether it's Bangladesh, Bottle Brush, Shellcross, getting involved in prasadam distribution in different areas. Would you like to be a part of that? And then our free meals, which is, of course, getting involved with the preparation, the collection, the cooking, and the distribution of our free meals. So that is a very, very high level launch of our Sri Krishna Janmashtami and our festival season 2023. I am honored. I'm actually very blessed to be a part of this very hard-working team that go on till late at night and start early in the morning planning. So we invite you to come forward and say, how can I be a part of it? Do not feel intimidated. Do not feel that I don't even know where to start. And sometimes we are seated here and we are thinking, I wish I could do this, or I really want to be a part of it, but I don't even know where to start. So starting up is speaking to any one of these devotees who are going to be stationed at those tables around you. Go on, take the opportunity, just connect, and they would be able to guide you as to say, yes, let's get involved here. We are meeting at certain time, and also share your ideas. This is what we would like to offer Srila Prabhupada and the deities, the devotees, and our community. But we are welcoming your ideas. We are welcoming your engagement and interaction. Their Lordship Sri Sri Radha Radhanath ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So we are welcoming your engagement, your interaction, your thoughts, your ideas, because ultimately this festivals belong to all of us. So let's take ownership of it. Let's make it ours as though we are hosting this in our home. And let's see how we can make it even better. Shri Krishna Janmastami ki, Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja ki, Gaur Premanande. I'd like to now take a moment to hand over to Ujjvala Das, just for a moment or so, and then we're going to have those stations where you could speak to any one of us and share your details, share your ideas and your thoughts. We pray for your blessings so that this can be a beautiful festival season for all of us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'm sure you can do better than that. Give her a better round of applause. There's a lot of hard work that she has put in to get to where we are currently. So basically, I just want to move with a vote of thanks. Firstly, thanks to Ramvijay Prabhu and His Grace Swarup Damodar Prabhu, who is not here with us. He had some personal commitments to take care of. So does Balaram Prabhu and Govindaji. We would like to thank all of the stalwart devotees that have been here since inception and guided us and mentored us so that we can come to this point where we are actually part of the festival committee. I've been here for around 20 years and been serving under the guidance and mentorship of His Grace Balaram Prabhu, Govindaji Prabhu, Rupa Vilas Prabhu, and His Grace Ramvijay and His Grace Swarup Damodar Prabhu. So we want to thank all of those devotees who have dedicated their time and committed themselves to serve Shri Shri Radha Radhanath in this way. And we want to thank Krishange Radhe Mataji for the wonderful presentation that she's done. And we want to also talk about those who have served and started serving. So my experience, I just want to just tell you all that, that when I started serving in Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Temple, I started in 2003, 2004 at Rathayatra, washing rice and cleaning vegetables and washing vegetables. And the more I served, the more I came to the temple. And the more I came to the temple, the more I served. And if you continue doing devotional service, you come to a platform where you want to engage all the time because there's nothing better. You feel good, you feel enlivened, and you feel enlightened. So we're asking you now, take 5 minutes of your precious time. We know the arati is going on. The kirtan will start just after that. To come to us, fill in a form, do a Google form, fill up, and engage with us, and so we can engage with you. It doesn't matter which level we start on. If you're in management, if you're administration, if you're good at people skills and talking to people and becoming a festival ambassador. So what is an ambassador? An ambassador is a representative. It can go to another country, it represents a country in that country, and be a festival ambassador, an ambassador of Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Temple and Shri Shri Radha Radhanath deities, and go out there and share the information that we have put together. This PDF document and the banner that we have will be shared. It is shared on the Shri Shri Radha Radhanath WhatsApp group. Please share it on your Facebook, on your social media platforms. And let's get other devotees out there to come and assist us. So thank you for your time. Hare Krishna, please come and meet us at our tables and fill in those documents. Hare Krishna, and thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Jwala Prabhu, Krishna Radhe Mataji, Ramvijay Prabhu's devotees. We will now observe Arti and some Kirtan. Hare Krishna.
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Om Vishnu Padaya Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatadrisatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
You want a mic for harmonium? You want a mic for the harmonium?
No?
Sure.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Radhanath, Radha Radhanath, Radha Radhanath Radhe, Jaya Radha Radhanath, Radha Radhanath, Radha Radhanath Radhe, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Nitya Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev.
Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramamsa Paravraja Kacharya Ashtadara Shara Shishimat His Divine Loving Grace Abhicharana Ravindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON's founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramamsa Paravraja Kacharya Ashtadara Shara Shishimat Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki ISKCON Vatmuru Guru Vrinda Ki Ananta Koiti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Their Lordship Shri Radha Radhanath Ki Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ki Giriraj Govardhan Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Shri Nilachal Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Shri Ganga Mai Ki Shri Yamuna Mai Ki Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Shri Tulasi Devi Ki Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Samavreda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narashringaya Namaste Narashringaya Prahlad Lad Dahine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shrilatanka Nakala Hai ही तो नरसिंगा पर तो नरसिंगा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंगा बाहिर नरसिंगा हृदय नरसिंगा बाहिर नरसिंगा हृदय नरसिंगा नरशृङ्गामदें शरणां प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरेणाका अद्भुत शृङ्गा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनो भृङ्गा केशवदीर्ता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल श्री श्री लक्ष्मी सिंहदेव भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की गौर प्रेमानंदे
Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees and guests, for joining us on the Sunday. Devotees, we welcome you to please visit the tables with a green tablecloth. The devotees are waiting in anticipation to visit that table so you can give your name and commit some service for Sri Janmashtami and Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. So we'll very much appreciate that. Ujjwala Prabhu is there, Sampati Prabhu is there, Vaishnava Priya Matajis are there at the tables. Please see these devotees and commit some service for those days. Thank you. Hare Krishna.